Greetings, entities and guardians. My name is HyperHimes, and welcome back to Kick Your Own Kingdom, where I was about to record this video, but I know it's like, oh, there's like, I don't know, 2 minutes on the thing where it's just like, hey, guess what? You can get some rewards from the puppers. So I was like, I'll just wait 2 minutes, then I'll record again. So there's that. That's like some recording footage you're never gonna see, because it's literally just me doing the intro for like 1 minute, and like that's that. Anyways, welcome back. We're gonna be going back to Almond Cookie to focus more on the Holiday Square, because there's some more mysteries that we need to focus on. And if you missed the last video, basically, we were about to interrogate Street Urchin Cookie, because we want to see who the pleb is committing all this. And right now, I think it says, like, for this mission, there's like 10, yeah, it goes up to 10. But what I'm curious is, it goes all the way right now to 6-2. Oh wait, no, a lot of these we just claimed. We just need to do 5-2 and then clear 5-2, and then we need to get up to 6-2 to get everything we need to get done, I guess, the first section. So, that's what we're going to do. We're going to do chapter 5-2, and then we should do the rest of chapter 6 in this video, and that's my intention. Now, while I go through this, I'm going to be seeing if I can read comments for the video. Our bravery keeps us strong. From the Millennial Advent Story. And if you want to leave a question in comments down in the comment section below, feel free to do so, because it can be like comments, questions, facts, something about me, something about the game. It doesn't matter, because as long as we have a fun and interesting time between each other, that's what matters at the end of the day. So, with that being said, before I start, let's just get a couple quick comments out of the way. Like one from Natural Lamb? Natural Umbrella. Yes, saying this place is pretty brave, not gonna lie. Great expression. Yeah, I love putting that on the thumb. I like making the thumbnails just like memes, like sometimes. I'm just gonna be real. Also, Cool JJ says, question of the day, yes, Hyper, tastes good. I'm glad it was. Also, one more comment from, before we move on, from Make a Verse Clone says, guess who's back? Back again. Espresso Cookie's back. Tell a friend. You saying that that's not a reference? I get the reference, trust me. I think we all get it. It's one of the most popular songs I've ever heard in my life. Anyway, the Pointy Punks. That's just, they get a whole chapter dedicated to themselves. The last one was, what's most suspicious? And of course our answer is the Pointy Punks. The Pointy Punks are under suspicion. I wonder if those two things are connected. Let's only find out. Look. It's like we got 2 cookies who want to speak up about the Pointy Punks. Granola Cookie and Street Urchin Cookie. Street Urchin Cookie makes sense, but Granola Cookie? Very well, let's hear it. Interrogation about the Pointy Punks. Festival preparations 1. So this is going to be about Street Urchin, I assume? Nope, granola.
You're really going to listen to my story? Yay! There's something that's been bothering me. Sure, the Pointy Punks caused trouble in the past, but after that, they have completely changed their ways and have been invaluable friends for the town square. However, when we were prepping for the festival, oh, did they complain? Decorating's too hard, crafting is too tiring, everything was too much.
Is that all there is to it? Nothing really suspicious and no signs of lying. Even so, we'll get it on record. What about Street Urchin Cookie? She's been shielding the Pointy Punks non-stop. A detective listened to all sides, especially the biased ones. Something valuable may slip through. Interrogation about the Pointy Punks festival preparations too. The Pointy Punks worked harder than anyone. Not a single complaint, not once. They put their whole hearts into this festival prep. That's all I wanted to say. They're not the ones who did it. That's not enough. Understandable that you want to defend them, but we still need to do our job. Detect the false statement. So, do we need a false statement from Granola and Street Urchin? Right now it only says Street Urchin. The Pointy Punks worked harder than anyone to prepare the festival. Not a single complaint, not one. They put their whole hearts into the festival prep. That's all I wanted to say. They're not the ones who did it. The thing okay, wait, do we have it on record? Look, however, when we were prepping the festival, oh, did they complain? Decorating's too hard, crafting is too tiring. That's a blatant lie then. You're one step closer to the truth. I understand your loyalty, Street Urchin Cookie. However, we already have testimony that the Pointy Punks struggle with festival prep. We are not trying to pin this on anyone blindly, but covering for someone with lies only deepens suspicions. So please, tell us truthfully.
Fine, yeah, they grumbled. A lot. Said they weren't good with crafts, said decorating wasn't for them. But they still worked hard. Near the end, they were getting excited, talking about all the fun they had once the festival started. I trust that look in their eyes. If trouble happened, someone must have used their reputation against them. Set them up. I get where Street Urchin Cookie's coming from, but I still think the Pointy Punks are suspicious.
It's far too early for that sort of conclusion.
But we can't keep circling like this forever. Everyone's scared. Everyone's confused. At this point, we've got more than enough evidence. I can point out the culprit myself. Just leave it to me.
Wait, Macaroni Cookie. Still so much energy. Some detectives never change. Let's just watch for now. Growth sometimes requires letting them trip a little. If things spiral, I'll make sure to step in and scold them properly. Would you be okay with giving a chance? Don't worry. I told you before. Everything that happens here is under my responsibility. So we have one more scene being, and the real culprit is, which starts off in chapter 6. Alrighty. So now we have the real culprit is, which starts with, and the real culprit is, the pointy punks are the culprits, or not. Maybe it's not the pointy punks. It could be someone else trying to mask for them. Because I feel like the pointy punks would be too obvious. How the play would that work? Though, before I continue on, missions, I can get some of those, which is, 100 or more of those, fresh for the pulls. Even though I ordered pull from Millennial Tree, but never hurts getting more. Ooh, hey, look at that, 1,000 rainbow cubes. That's gonna be good trying to get one of the better costumes. Alright, so, wait, what? Oh, okay, I cleared that so I get 500 rainbow. Oh, we're getting rainbow cubes at the wazoo. Hello. Alright, so before we continue on, let's go ahead and go for a few comments, because I feel like this is going to be like one of the penultimate chapters. One does come from Carrie and Melodious Gamer, which is rather long, saying, question of the day, yeah, but recently can't drink too much eggnog, so glad Chili Pepper is in the story, and what Herb said about lignification is right. I am sure that Fire Spirit was messing with the Wind Archer when looking for Ginger Brave. Chest Choco is cute, and I think they are twin girls, but when I tried to explain the lore to my ma, I kept making references to The Shining, and I haven't watched the movie. Honestly, you should. It's actually a really good classic movie, especially if you're good into, like, the classic ages of horror. Seriously, it is pretty good. Gamer of Sunos also says, question of the day, nah, I never tried it before. Is it good? I can admit, yes, it is. Also, Truth Cluster says, yes, I did. Good for you. Alright. Let's go ahead and find out who the real culprit is, gang. The pointy punks are the criminals or culprits, or not.
And who's the culprit, huh? We're running out of pointy options. Wait, I said pointy? Don't start with that nonsense. Everyone, please stop. From this moment on, I'll begin narrowing down our suspect. At the present, the most likely culprits are the pointy punks. You can't keep doing this to them. I don't want to suspect them either, but the evidence keep pointing in one direction. Manager Cookie did slip on a banana peel and got injured, and that damaged festival ornament we found in the storage room is another link. And the white cloth we recovered, stained with yellow ink. That we can explain. Told me it wasn't nice. And then there's what happened last night. Where exactly were you? Why were you wandering around? We didn't want to tell you that. And that secrecy isn't suspicious to you? Wait, I know every cookie's in the square. None of them would ever do something like this. The whole situation turning against each other, it hurts to see. Can we take a step back and reconsider? And if we're going by that logic, Cherry Cookie's suspicious too. Her cherry bombs went off there, and she pretended not to notice. Oh dear. So now we're playing the locals are innocent and the visitors are the bad ones? That's quite the painful accusation, isn't it? She didn't mean it like that. Everyone, please, That's enough, Macaroni Cookie. Your intentions were good, but you can't condemn someone who went on haste alone. Remember, that case with Lindsay Cookie? We can't make that mistake again. I thought if I presented the evidence clearly, it'd be okay. But I understand now. I was wrong. Evidence-based reasoning is good. Your method wasn't flawed, only your conclusion. Perhaps what we need is to flip the situation. Look at it from the opposite angle. The opposite angle? Both the pointy punks and Cherry Cookie appear suspicious. Both sides have logic supporting their claims. Neither accusation can fully disprove the other. What if we examine the evidence until it answers the contradictions between the two? Oh, I get it now. Okay, this time I'll really do it. I'll uncover the culprit, for the honor of MEH. Maybe don't stake our entire reputation on it. Calling names. Alright, so this has to be the scene where we're ultimately going to find out some answer. Okay, this okay, so the real culprit is, the pointy punks are the culprits or not, and then we have just, oh, it's 6-2, oh, this one looks special. Calling names, okay, so the real culprit is, this one looks like a special one because, oh, okay, they're all implied, so I think this is like, well, actually, there's no, I thought if it were green, it would have some sort of interrogation, or maybe it would show evidence in here, but the thing is, I don't know. Oh, no, wait, I get it. Okay, so this one's just story, and these two are where you have to investigate with a macaroni, as long as this and this. This one's story with, cheddar cheese. This is where you go ahead and, look at stuff.
It really doesn't say, well, maybe it does with interrogations, but like maybe interrogations or investigations that goes to cheddar cheese. But now this one's a dual mix, so we're trying to find out who the real culprit is, which I think that detail is actually really cool. But before we get this last thing there, we need to get this. And now we have only, oh shoot, hold on. All right, there we go. Now we have one more cutscene to deal with, at least as of right now. Like, I guess to be honest, we could do a bit more, but it depends on how long this cutscene is.
Okay, think about this through. Now just think this through. Right now we got two main suspects, the Pointy Punks and Cherry Cookie. The Pointy Punks have a lot stacked against them. Their behavior's been suspicious and all is over the place. We keep finding things that point their way. But Cherry Cookie's not exactly off the hook either. She claimed her cherry bombs went missing, but we found cherry traces at every crime scene, and she's pretending she had no idea. Come on, think. In a situation like this, who really looks more suspicious?
The Pointy Punks or Cherry Cookie? This one's certainly not one, because could it be like one or the other? Because what I'm it's not okay. I gotta choose between Cherry Cookie or the Pointy Punks. I feel like our hunch for the Pointy, it could be them, but like also Cherry Cookie's not off the hook. But then again, wasn't Cherry Cookie have? Are we sure? I mean, to be fair, there was the scent, but like that doesn't really explain the banana peels. Because, like, I can understand, like, Cherry Cookie and the scent, but, like, there's also Nougat Cookie who got bumped to the back of their head. The banana peel is literally everywhere. And with the yellow paint, especially when Jigay and Manji were there, I might have to detect them. If I had to pick, the Pointy Punks are still very suspicious, so, like Almond Cookie said, do we have any evidence to prove otherwise? Clue combination. Prove your suspicions about the Pointy Punks. Alright, deduction time. How about we put together an evidence we collected and shatter their alibi? Select the evidence from the list below. Okay, the selected evidence will appear on each page of your notebook. Select the right statement or a piece of the evidence that mark the clue. You can lock the evidence selected or unlock it as well. What's the hint button? It'll mark a light bulb for the evidence you need. Use it when the investigation gets too difficult. For clue combination, fill both pages of your notebook with evidence. Select the most important or appropriate one. Simple, huh? Let's begin the investigation. I gotta fill up so much stuff for this. So, prove your suspicion about the Pointy Punks. Okay, well, bananas would make the most sense, right? Because, well, discard banana peel. There were banana peels near all other victims. Stepped on. I don't know if any of them really matter, but I guess we could just do, like, the basic one. Oh, and also, this one. Actually, okay, hold on. If I go back, I have three tries left. Oh, I have to handle 2. So there's 2. So the banana is obviously one of them, but now I have to fill another one. Oh, okay, so I keep flipping through the notes. It's actually a good idea to do. Wouldn't it just be the banana peels? Because, like, isn't that the biggest suspicion about them? Because, I'm sorry, but the thing is, like, there's also the towel. But what in blood? Can I? Oh, that's what hint does. So they cause light bulbs here. A bump at the back of the headmaster's head. I'm surprised how the cloak, this thing wasn't one of them. Bump, just like the headmaster. Nougat Cookie lies collapsed. There's, yeah. I guess both did have bananas. Near other victims as well. Are the hints guaranteed? Because I feel like... I feel I'm gonna deselect this and put Nougat Cookie there just because I feel like it would make more sense. Objection. Proof that the Pointy Punks are not the culprits. So we're doing the opposite? So... Hold on. So are we, like, pointing out if they're... Wait, is it the same? No, it's the well, the statue is a big thing, but we gotta wait, is it only the statue? A decoration the Pointy Punks work on to make text at the bottom. I mean, that does make sense. Because they actually worked hard on the statue. And It does look like a very jolly pointy punk. Like, I guess it would have to be this one if the point does prove it. If I pin it, how does this... Okay, so it's pinned there. Oh, okay, so I can't flip the page because it's a fixed clue. I guess we'll opt for this one then. That was nothing. I see it now. Yeah, the pointy punks do look suspicious, but... if you follow all the logic all the way to the end, you'll actually end up proving that they aren't the culprits. And when you do that, there's only one cookie left. Cherry cookie. Prove that cherry cookie is suspicious. What's going on? Whoa, clues! Multitude okay. Well, okay, so we gotta go through everything here. I feel like the optimal clues is this, this, and this. Because you have the icing crumbs, so tiny and delicate, they might crumble, cherry bombs, and also the sweet fragrance that was available, like, basically everywhere. And... hold on, let's look at the test mode. Me, I was looking for my missing cherry bombs. Cherry bombs are my absolute favorite. I was going to make it go boom, boom for the festival finale, but it just vanished. No matter where I looked, it wasn't there, so I kept searching and searching. So... I feel like it could either be... this? Oh. What? No. I can't select multiple, but... stop. Why does he keep selecting them in random locations? What the pleb? Unless if that's a glitch. I mean, to be fair, it could be that. Let me... should I just select the cherry bombs like an obvious go-to? Because I feel like the ones would make it, you know, pretty obvious. Cherry bomb presumably drop by the culprit while fleeing this... oh, wait, oh, no. Reselect. No matter where I looked, it wasn't there, so I need to keep searching. Then the sweet cherry fragrance, that makes the most amount of sense too, because this would be everywhere. Because it has like the sharp scent that everyone would be able to smell. And it was also next to the boulder. Alright, so... okay, look at some alibis. Three of us stayed in the town square, spotted a street urchin, thought she might be scared of us, so we followed her and make sure she was safe. That's like everything. They followed street urchin. Banana peels, they're ours, but we were just sharing bananas. It's like, we never pulled tricks with the banana peels, not this time, not any time. But I thought that was a lie. Simply ask Shige, stay in the room, lit incense to calm nerves. Anything to do with the cloth? Banana peels near other victims. Is there anything about cherry cookie like pulling pranks? Favorite cherry bombs. Oh yeah, there was more here. But they worked really... actually, I wonder if this will... they put their whole hearts into festival prep. That's all I wanted to say. They're not the ones who did it. I wonder if Street Urchin's alibi does, like, make it, like, a good aptitude. Not a single complaint, not once. Okay, the new ones, they grumbled a lot, said the ones for their things, but they did... festival. If trouble happens, someone must have set them up and used a reputation to get them, sense it up. It's either this because it proves that they worked hard, or this because they're bad reputation already. So if I put in a hint, the banana, really? Well, I did like get a majority of them, so this implies like it's nearly a lot, and I do have multiple tries. No wonder this one would have, like, the most, like, ridiculous, like, turnout of just, like, the amount of things that you need to put in. Think everything that hints exists. It'd be nice if it was, like, you know... well, I guess you would want to, like, find out why everything's happening to begin with. If that's circled, that also gets selected as well. Near the other victims. Could be either one or the other. I'm not sure if it matters, but... I guess as long as it counts as this. It's true the pointy punks did a lot of suspicious things, but we also have plenty of evidence that argues that they're not the culprits. For one, every banana peel we found near a victim was perfectly clean. That means these peels could have just been a coincidence, or something the real culprit planted on purpose. Then there's the way their doughs were built. With all those spikes, they can't be standing on top of each other.
And finally, we have multiple testimonies saying that they were actually excited about the festival in the end and that they worked hard on their decorations. But Cherry Cookie has nothing to clear her. No evidence, no witnesses, nothing that explains away how suspicious she looks. Me? I told you I didn't do it. I really didn't. You could say that all you want, but right now you're still the one who looks the most suspicious. So the culprit is you, Cherry Cookie. No way, this can't be happening. For now, would you please come this way? Until we know for certain. It's safer for you to keep separated from everyone else. I didn't do it! I still think something doesn't add up. But for now, I guess that's one case closed. I was so scared. I think I'll go lie down for a bit. Would someone be so kind as to help me? Don't look at me. I'm not helping. I'm sorry about earlier, Pony Punks. It's fine. Guess anyone panic and freak out in a situation like this. Yeah, don't worry about it. Now that we've got the culprit, we're good now, right? Once the weather clears up, we can totally help move the injured. And after that, we can finally enjoy the festival as we planned. We've got the culprit. Why do you look so troubled? Cherry Cookie insisted to the very end that she wasn't the culprit. It really didn't feel like she was lying. Honestly, we never reached a point where we could say anything without certainty, and anything that said that she was guilty. So I don't know if this is really okay. You don't want to close the case like this, do you? No, if I'm being honest. I don't want another cookie ending up like what happened with Creme Brulee Cookie. Earlier, I was ready to pin the whole thing on the Pony Punks with just a handful of clues, and now that I've named a culprit, my thoughts are even more tangled than before. That's a perfectly natural concern. Huh? I'll work and protect someone or put the wrong cookie under a cloud. Being afraid of that is good. That worry alone already puts you ahead of most detectives. Sir, and hey, my instincts tell me that it's still too early to call Cherry Cookie the culprit anyway. But let's not rush. But what if she does get declared guilty and then nothing else happens? Then we rethink everything. That's what detectives do. No, I can't let it end like this. Macaroni Cookie. I'm going back out there. Somewhere in the square, there has to be something that tells the truth. I'm gonna find it. Kids, they grow up so fast.
So the next scene is what came after. Honestly, we might have time to do 2 more videos on this, because if this does go up to chapter... Oh my gosh, but they do get longer. Honestly, I feel like the next video, what we could do, because we now have Cherry Cookie as a suspect, which we get 5 of those, beautiful. And also, we do get a good mission, because we got all of these things done, which is 100 more of those. And everything for part 1 is done. So I think there's going to be 2 more videos of this. In my thoughts, we're probably going to do 7-2, 7-1, 7-2, then 8-1 and 8-2. And then maybe the finale will have 9-1, 9-2, and then 10-1, 10-2, and 10-3. Which is going to have a lot. So the next chapter will be what came after. Macaroni Cookie doesn't lose hope and goes back to the start. So that'll be it for this video. But before we go ahead and continue, with Borar lore, what's to come. I'm glad that I'm actually able to do this within the time span of what the time is left, because this is pretty fun. But with that being said, I'm just going to read a few more comments before I end the video, because, got to get that content out. But there's a comment from Pet. That's so weird to say, but saying question of the day, I had it before, and I have it yearly, but always just a bit. I always have a shot glass. Ooh, that sounds fancy schmancy. Basic Noobs also says, a question of the day, I never tried it because when I was a kid, I thought it was literally egg smoothie, which is disgusting while I was little, but now, simply didn't have the thought to try it. Might try it soon. I recommend it, it's actually not too bad. Sonic Gamer says, common question, it's my favorite thing to drink on Christmas. Patented. Alpha X Gram says, okay, for some reason I decided to change my name to Daru. My old one is Alpha X Gram because it felt kind of outdated. And my baby Cream Puff's finally getting her time to shine. Cream Puff definitely deserve it. Alright. Just do a little bit of a speed run because there's still a decent amount left. Alex has many things, says question of the day, no, but it does look good though. If you're a fan of like cinnamon and like nutmeg, you definitely will enjoy it, especially on the sweeter end. Linda Geo says question of the day, no. At some point, maybe you should. Make a verse colon says question of the day, no. At some point, maybe you should. Dead X Sponge says 1925. This scene with Fire Spirit and Wind Archer is just funny. Of course it is. My favorite scene is like Wind Archer's going like, that one. No, the others. Well, that one. I'm talking about that cookie. Because there's so many basic cookies there. Lazy Lotus Bud just says, question of the day, no, I honestly don't even know what it is. You should try it one of these times. It's honestly not bad. And just one more coming from, if I can find it, right, Shizzly here. Unless if I already read that. Well, it is another comment, but it comes from Basic Noobs again, saying, about the story, the part where Wind Archer was stuttering, trying to find gingerbread within the crowd might actually be among my top favorite lines of Kick Ranking. That'd just be fun. I should do that as like some animated short. That sounds funny. But anyways, with that being said, if you enjoyed the video, then please be sure to leave a like on it, and also share the video with your friends if you enjoy my Kick Around content. And if you enjoy my content in general, then subscribe and hit the bell icon to be notified of whatever I do in the future. And down below in the description, you can see all my social media links on my card website, World Plebs. You can become a member by becoming a pleb for $1 a month for YouTube memberships. And lastly, you can buy some merch at the pleb market. But above all else, I'll see you entities and guardians in the next video. Hail the Hypenese. I wanted to give a very huge shout out at the end of this video to the members who are deciding to support the channel and the stuff that I do, being Jojo Sands, Blobby Eduardo, Casual Gaming 22, and Mask Boy. You are all supporting me, and I greatly appreciate it. Like, thank you all so much.